Okay, so welcome. Something a little new. I'm doing a little deck profile on Cyber Dragon. This is one of my favorite decks I've played in Duel Links since I've been playing this game. I love Cyber Dragon. It's a deck I play in the TCG, so I really wanted to try and make the best Cyber Dragon deck I could in Duel Links, and I think I have. So, for the skill, we're going to be using Cyber Style with Zane, which if you don't know what that does, if your life points are below 3,000, you play a Proto Cyber Dragon in attack position from outside your deck for every 1,000 life points below 4,000. This means that if you have 3,000 life points, you get 1, 2,000 you get 2, and 1,000 you get 3. What Proto Cyber Dragon does is just makes the name Cyber Dragon on the field, which doesn't seem special, but it does make your Fusion and your Trap card live, which is really good, trust me. So let's look at the monster lineup now. Okay, so now going on to the main deck, we play 2 just vanilla Cyber Dragons. Do not play more than 3, it bricks at 3. I drew it way too many times. You usually don't really even want to see Cyber Dragon except for very, very sparingly situations. Most of the time you want to send Cyber Dragon with Chimera Tech so you have a level 5 for your Overflow. If worst comes to worst, it is a free special summon from your hand, especially going second. Going first it does definitely brick. However, it does make Overflow live, especially if you don't open any monsters but Cyber Dragon, because you can banish the Cyber Dragon from the hand to pop, which sometimes that's enough. Usually not in today's metagame, but sometimes I can set down a turn if you hit the right card, but more often than not that's not going to happen, realistically speaking. Either way, you still play 2, maybe 1. You don't even need to necessarily play Cyber Dragon. I like playing 2 just to set up the graveyard, but you don't really need to. It's not a card that the deck needs, so if you don't want to dig through the old box, you don't have to. The next 3 up is going to be Cyber Dragon Veer. So Veer's effect is if a Cyber Dragon is normal special summon, you can special summon it from your hand. This also includes itself, so if you normal summon a Cyber Dragon Veer, you can also special summon a Cyber Dragon Veer from your hand, so you can have both on the field. Also, the effect to boost 500 attack for each Cyber Dragon does stack. So if you have 2 on the field, it gets 1,000 attack and defense, not just 500. Really good card, obvious reason. Helps swarm the field, helps to set up Overflow, just a really good card overall. Definitely a 3 of, by far one of the best Cyber Dragon monsters in Duel Links. Now the last 3 of is going to be the best Cyber Dragon card in Duel Links, and that's Cyber Dragon Core. This is your searcher. When it's normal summon, you add a Cyber Spell Trap. Busted. You can add Cybernetic Overflow, you can add Cyberload Fusion, or if you really want to play Repair Plant, you can add Repair Plant, or even if you really want to, you can play Cybernetic Fusion support. I don't recommend it, but you could. Cyber Dragon Core also has another effect where you can banish it from your graveyard and just special summon a Cyber Dragon from the deck. This usually isn't something that's going to come up. I rarely ever use this effect. Combo you can do is you only have Cyber Dragon Core in your grave, no other monsters, but you have a Cyberload in hand. You can banish this to special summon a Cyber Dragon, activate Cyberload, and you got yourself Fusion. The odds of that coming up are super slim, but it's something you can do in a pinch if you really need to. Going on to the back row lineup, we'll start with the archetypal one. We have Cyberload Fusion, which this Fusion summons a monster that has Cyber Dragon listed as a fusion material using cards you control or are banished. And you're going to be banishing a lot with this deck, so that's a really good effect. It also shuffles it back into the deck, so you can keep on reusing the card as well. Now the main card you're going into is going to be Chimera Tech Rampage Dragon, which we'll get to later. But this card is super good. It just needs 2 or more Cyber Dragon monsters. You can also go into Cyber Twin Dragon, which doesn't come out as much. Same with Chimera Tech Over Dragon and Cyber End Dragon. You can go into all these, but 95% of the time you want to go in Chimera Tech Rampage Dragon. And for the trap, oh baby, is Cybernetic Overflow so good. So what Cybernetic Overflow do is you banish Cyber Dragons with different levels from your hand, face up field, or graveyard, and destroy that many cards on the field. Also, if it's destroyed, you can add a Cyber Spell Trap from your deck to your hand, including another copy of Cybernetic Overflow. Now in a game where TTH is good, this can be a maximum of like 4 different pops. You have the level 4 on the field, you have Veer, you have Core, you have Cyber Dragon, and you can even have Proto Cyber Dragon, and that's 4 pops in 1 turn. That's fucking insane. They all get banished, which can then set up for Cyberload Fusion, which can combo into each other, which I'll explain in a minute, to completely clear back row, so you don't need to worry about it when your turn comes around to make the OTK so easy. Going on to generic cards, we have 3 Cosmic Cyclones, never run less than 3. Cosmic Cyclone is an insane card, it's so good. Especially good in this deck because it enables Cyber Style to go live because you pay 8,000 life points, so using 1 Cosmic guarantees at least 1 Cyber Dragon on the field. Plus it's just a good card, especially going first. You can set, pop cards before your opponent can use them, so you just have a free reign for your OTK. Going second too, it helps bait out the back row so you don't have to worry about Skiff getting like Floodgated or Paleozo, Canadian, stuff like that. Last spell is 2 Concentrating Current, and this card is super good. It helps with the OTK because one of the main issues without it is Cyber Dragon just have trouble beating over, because 2100 attack, what's going to beat over 2100 attack? But with Cyberload, that makes it a 37 attack monster. They can attack 3 different times per turn. Also good with Cyber Twin Dragon, because that's over 4000 attack just with the one card. And Cyber End, you can just pierce over to get lethal on basically any fucking monster in the game. Super good card, and even then, it's even helpful with stuff like Cyber Dragon Veer. Use it on Veer, that's a 2700 attack monster out of nowhere. Even vanilla Cyber Dragon, that's 37 attack monster, just because they dare to attack into it. And last is Walla D. I just tossed in a Walla D. I didn't really know what to play. This is kind of interchangeable with anything. Play what you want here. I just like Walla D. Going into the extra deck, we'll start with the one you don't really go into often, Cyber End Dragon. Very rarely will this card come up, but it can. Like if it's a set 1 pass scenario, and you just pop off and get 3 Cyber Dragons on the field, go into Cyber End Dragon. If you have Concentrating Current, pierce them, you got game. Cybernetic Overflow Dragon, just kind of a last resort. I went into this barely ever, but it's just good to have just as a backup. Sometimes it's good. Only needs 1 Cyber Dragon, however many machines. Helps recycle, especially if you did lose your 2 Cybernetic Rampage Dragons. Cyber Twin Dragon, you don't need to run this card. I like this card, but if you don't want to dig through the box, you don't necessarily need to. It's just a good backup in a pinch, especially if you lose your 2 Cybernetic. And the real meat of the extra deck is going to be Cybernetic Rampage Dragon. So what this card does is when it's fusion summoned, you can pop spell and trap cards equal to the number of Cyber Dragons used for its fusion. This means that you can pop back row during your opponent's turn, especially during the end phase, if you special summon it with Cyberload Fusion. Do be wary, do not do it in a chain because it will miss timing. Then, during your turn, you can send 2 light machine monsters from your deck to the grave to get it an extra attack for each card sent. So if you send 2, that's 3 attacks for 1 turn. Mix that with Concentrating Current and you got yourself a juicy OTK. Now, the combo you can do, if your opponent goes, say you have 2 monsters on the field, you have a Cyberload Fusion and a Cybernetic Overflow in the back. They go, enter battle phase, they say they have 2 monsters on the field, 3 back row. Activate this, banish, destroy the monsters. End phase, go into Cyberload, go into Cybernetic, boom, the back row's gone, and you have clean slate for the OTK. Anywho, that's the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I backed out into the main duel screen on accident, but that's fine. We're gonna go see some duels in action. I'll see you there. Alright, so getting into the first replay, you're gonna hear my mouse click to make the duel go a little bit faster, doing this live commentary too, so I might stutter a little bit. So this first one is going to be against Siranui. It's 30 card. They do brick. The reason I wanted to show this replay is to just kind of show an example of something I was talking about before. So we only start with Walla D and Veer. We don't have the greatest of all hands. You're gonna Cosmic or Wall of Disruption, which is unfortunate. But all you can do is summon Spirit Master, not Spirit Master, Samurai, and you can't even beat over Veer because it has the 500 attack boost. Coral gets us our second Overflow, but we don't fuse him because we don't know what this trap card is. Like it could be the counter trap, but we don't know. So we're just gonna set all 3. Wait for him to commit to a play. He does. Flip the Overflow. Pop the back row, pop that. He just has a tuner he can't use. Use this, fuse in the Chimera Tech, and now we can pop this card before he even has a chance to even think about using it. Which it is the counter trap, which this could have gone south if it was any other card in the grave, but he only has the 1 in grave. We just mill the 2 for the extra attack, damage step, activate Concentrating Current, and that's lethal. So let's go ahead and get into the next one. Alright, so getting into the second replay, it's going to be against Fortune Ladies. So this one, Cyber Dragons actually have a super good Fortune Lady matchup, and I'll show you why right now. So our hand, it's okay. Open Core, Overflow, Walla D. Set all 3 right away, because I knew I didn't want to set the Cyberload Fusion, because I want to use it in case I got Cyber Style, to make Cyber Style life for next turn, rather. So just passing, we just got an Overflow and a Walla D in the back, as well as Core. He's going to Cosmic the Walla D, but that's okay. He's going to special summon, well, he's just regular summon Win, pop our Overflow, which we get another copy of it. Nothing too crazy. They're going to special summon Past, Time Passage, go into every. This Fortune Lady player also bricked somewhat, but eh. So we're going to get Cord, that's no problem, no biggie. I draw another Cyberload Fusion for turn, summon our Core, just fetch our last Overload Fusion, Cybernetic Overflow, go into Cyber Style, and now we make our Cyber End Dragon, We can skip the summoning animation, even though it's cool. Attack over the Every after we set our 2 Overflow. And let me explain why this is what I want to do. So, Every has an effect where you can banish spellcast a monster and special summon this card. And during the opponent's end phase, you can do this. So, before we pass turn to them, and during the standby phase, they can... I think it's banish. Yeah, they can banish a face-up monster we control. In Cyber Dragon, one of the biggest flaws and cons rather is they don't have any sort of real protection. So that goes away in the standby my end phase, so they rejoin. But in the draw phase, we can use our Cybernetic Overflow and destroy this. And then that's a scoop, and that's why. Something you can do. It does also work with Treacherous Trap Hole in certain scenarios, but as far as Cyber Dragons go, they can't afford to insert Treacherous Trap Hole because they need Concentrating Current. So, little Fortune Lady tech for you. Okay, so going into game number 3, this is actually a mirror match, which in mirror matches, you want to go first. You 100% want to go first. It's not like the TCG, where it's pretty much you just play with very little resource so you don't get contact fused. So we got a really good hand. We got a Core Veer and a Cyber Spell in hand already. So we're going to summon Core, so summon the Veer, and we're going to search out a Cyberlord Fusion, Cybernetic Overflow, excuse me. And we're going to set all 3 cards, Wall of D, Cyberlord Fusion, Overflow. He is going to Cosmic, but luckily he's going to get our Wall of D, which is the one we wanted him to banish. That's why we set in the first place, almost. He's going to summon Core, fetch a Cyberlord Fusion, it's a Cyber Style, and he's going to Fusion for 2. But what we do here is, I want to talk about this for a second. So, with Cyberlord Fusion, the materials have to be on the field or banished. They can't be in your hand, they can't be in the grave. So, I activate Cybernetic Overflow to destroy the 2 Cyber Dragons on the field, and because of that, Cyberlord Fusion can't resolve, so it just goes to the grave, and he just wasted all those resources for nothing. So, banish, destroy, and he has 2 set. Now we use a Cyberlord Overflow. This is what I talked about during the deck profile. Fusion in the Cybernetic Rampage again. We're going to pop the 2 back row. He is going to get a search off Cybernetic Overflow, but we don't really care about that, because this is doing the end phase, can't do anything with it, even though he can only activate the 1. So he passes turn, we draw for turn, draw a Core, and we don't know if he has Kite-Roid or Sphere Creeper or something weird. So just to be safe, we send the 2, summon Core, fetch in Overflow just for next turn, just as a precaution. But he doesn't, and we just attack for game, and that's a game right there. Okay, so replay number 4. This is actually going to be against Stall. So Cyber Dragons do actually have a really good Stall matchup because they can attack so much. There's so many ways to just spot a move. So I'll explain why. So opening hand, we got Core, we got Veer. Good opening. You want to see these 2 cards, especially if you have the Cyber Spell and Trap in your hand already, because you just have a whole field setup. So summon a Veer, fetch an Overflow, and we're going to set all 3 and pass, I believe. Yep. We got 2 Overflows to work with. We got the Overflow, but we are going to get Lava Golem, which is unfortunate. Luckily, we draw a Cyber Dragon for turn, so we can just tribute over this. One of the reasons why I like running Cyber Dragon is for reasons like this. It doesn't come up often, but we're going to Cyber Style, go into Overflow Fusion, or Cyberlord Fusion. Make our Chimera Tech. And we're going to send 2 to grave, just to set up for Overflow, because we still have that kicking. He is going to Sphere Creeper us though, so that's just to pass him first. What are you going to do? That's how it be sometimes. He's going to set 2, we're going to Overflow those 2 set cards. Nope, easy peasy. And those are 2 Floodgate Trap Holes, which wouldn't really do anything. So we can use a Cybernetic Rampage, send 2 more to grave, triple attack power. So we can get 1 off, but then he's going to Kite-Roid us. So he's going to negate 2 attacks. But we still have our set Cyberlord Fusion from earlier, so we're going to go ahead and use that. Make a second Cybernetic Rampage Dragon, and then we're just going to swing for game. Bada bing, bada boom. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Alright, so last replay, this is going to be against Siranui, which, not a great Siranui deck at all, I will say. It's running Wasteland, but it's built well enough. One issue I had with this, while I was recording these replays, if you notice, a lot of it's not super... There's no like crazy duels or anything, because I couldn't really find any. I recorded all these after I already got King of Games. So a lot of people's incentive to like try isn't really there. So I couldn't really get too many good replays, unfortunately. Next season I'm hoping I can maybe get more. Kind of show more power in this deck. But I kept this one for one reason. So we opened Cyber Dragon Core, Training Current, Cosmic Draw Overflow turn. So we're gonna banish the Econ, Special Cyber Dragon, Normal Summon our Core, fetch a Cyberlord Fusion, Cyber Style. Gonna Cyberlord Fusion everything. We're gonna go into Cyber End Dragon. This is just, I just wanted to show the piercing, so like how good this card deck is against that one pass and how crazy you can do, how easy it is to OTK. So we got our Cyber End Dragon. Look at him. Look at that. Ooh, look at my mouse in the way. Yeah. All right, so we make a Cyber End Dragon. He's got 200 attack and defense. We set an overflow just in case. Attack, Training Current, do 6,600 damage in piercing. And that's game, and that's the end of the replays. Kind of wish I had more to show, but unfortunately, just the way the end of King of Games, like King of Games rank goes. Alright, and that's the deck. Hopefully the replays were good. Kind of showed you some of the plays you can do. I know they went against like the most competitive decks. All the duels were fairly one-sided. I couldn't really find any good duels where it wasn't one-sided, which is somewhat the story of Duel Links, but. Especially in the actual King of Games rank, it's just hard to find, like I said before. A lot of less people on trying because they already got max rank. They don't have incentive to really try anymore, except to get just the rank up awards for the gems for victories, since you're already max rank. So just going over, we have, again, 2 Cyber Dragon Vanillas, 3 Veer, 3 Core, 3 Cosmic, 3 Cyberload, 2 Current. Well, Adidas can be kind of anything, though, it's just kind of personal preference. And then 3 Overflow. And in extra deck, 1 Cyber Dragon, because sometimes the situation does come up, such as the Fortune Lady matchup, because this wouldn't be able to beat over every, because they have the same attack, I believe. Every might be more, I forget. So that's why you want to run at least 1 Cyber Dragon, which I think you just get from Zalking Zane, I'm pretty sure. I don't even think you just get in the starter deck, so you need to, like, dig through anything. This one, 2 of, you can even get away with running a 1 of. It's not even necessarily necessary, I just like having it. It does come up every now and again. None of the duels you showed, but it has come up in duels I've played before. 1 Cybernetic Overdragon. I've never gone into this, but it's just a good back up the hatch to kind of fill out the extra deck space, because it's just kind of you don't really need anything else for it. And then 2 Rampage Dragon. 1 does work, but you 100% want 2 just in case something happens with the first one. The example being the stall deck we faced off with against earlier. Then otherwise you're stuck having to go into Cybernetic Rampage Dragon, and that's just not great. So this does kind of work as a substitute for this. It's not nearly as good or useful as far as the overall deck goes. Anyway, that's the deck. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.